My guest today is Andrew B Nemily, an accountant and a tax expert. Andrew, how you doing?
I want to say thank you, Fred, for the invitation. I want to say good afternoon or good morning wherever you located. I want to say welcome. And as Fred stated, my job is to make sure to help you understand the essence of taxes and the various tax law. And so my focus today, we will focus on the common uh, tax deduction. So we are not going deep, but we'll focus on the common tax deduction for both personal and business tax. So Fred, once again, I want to say thank you for inviting me to your show.
No problem, no problem. You're welcome, you're welcome. Please give us a snapshot of your background. Just tell us what qualifies you to talk about taxes.
First, I want to say thank you. I was fortunate. Basically, you all know, you're aware that I'm from Liberia originally in West Africa. I was fortunate to come over here 20 years ago, straight from high school to college. So I had the opportunity to go to college in this great country of ours now because this is where we are. We still thinking about our motherland. So I did my I got my associate degree in accounting at Columbus State Community College, and thereafter I went to Franklin and get my bachelor degree in accounting and forensic accounting. Some people would say, "What is forensic accounting?" It's all about investigating white collar crime, and I went forward and got my MBA from Ohio University. I have more than 15 years of experience. I was fortunate right after my associate degree. I was fortunate to work with a lot of accounting tax firms. So I put emphasis on taxes. So we do long years of experience, especially dealing with business taxes and individual, doing a lot of stock. I had opportunity. I really got a lot of knowledge. So I'm really qualified to help people. So based upon those things and experience, I was able to, to gain experience over the year, about 15 years experience. So I think with the knowledge, I consider myself an expert.
Nice, 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 nice. That's good. You've earned your onions. You did what you're supposed to do. So you have the qualifications to speak on these issues. It tax income in general, or if you want to say the tax codes. They like based on when I was reading some materials, getting some information for this discussion. I found out that about the tax codes in this country, they are up to like 6,000 plus, and it said out of that only like 30% of that is actually meant to raise your taxes, but about the remaining ones, about 70% of it is actually meant to work for you to reduce your taxes. And a lot of us don't have that information. A lot of us don't know that. How true is that?
Well, again, I think I don't really want to go into the number because as you are aware, the tax code is very complicated. It's changing every based upon which party is in power, changing or based upon the policy that particular administration want to entails. Like for example, for the Republican Party, their focus is all about tax code. What that means, give business more opportunity to invest because that is the belief, that's the policy to say, look, we will give money to the top guys or the people who do business and will be able to hire people. Whereas for the Democrat Party, with man 20 years plus in this country, focus on a working class. It is just my view. You may disagree with me, other people may disagree, but focus on working class, especially on daycare, on childcare, as we call it, based upon the law. But locally, we say daycare based upon child tax credit and what have you. However, it is not my focus. Yes, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of benefit. The only difference is complicated. So my advice to people is always find a professional. I know people say it's little, but I think I understand from people's point of view. How do you find the right person? How do you evaluate the credential or the qualification of that particular person? So I think that's why you find a lot of people are afraid. But again, as I say, I want to say thank you. I think I will be able to, at the end of the show, if possible, to give my best advice to them. How do they find a credible accountant?
Okay, that thank you for that. I think that brings me to the next question. These days, you have so many softwares out there that people are marketing out to you on a daily basis that you can literally just put in the right details, your right information, and it will do your task computations for you. What is the difference between using an expert and you do it on your own?
Once again, I want to say thank you. I think it's different. Though. As I said, when I came in the studio, I was really amazed. I'm not lying to you. I can turn nuts and bowl and play the music, but I don't know nothing about it. It is not my skills. So it's like the taxes. I know it's difficult. Someday it's expensive when they come to accounting. But I think I want for our audience to know that your tax is like your life. It's like your life. So it's very much important that you focus, you make sure you took those things like your life, and you find someone who will be responsible. They spot, even though you may have one W-2, you say, well, I can do it. But you may not know when you had the opportunity to purchase a home. You may not know when you had the opportunity to do something. You may not find those information. Those information may not be available to you. So then the question is, do you want to go through the hassle, or do you want to find some credible institution that will be able to do your taxes so they can handle that burden, so your burden can be lesser as compared to yourself doing it, because those institutions have a lot of places they will be able to save those things. As a common man, if you do your own taxes, we may move from place to place. We may lose our tax documents. So it's very important that you find a professional to do that. That is my honest advice.
All right, nice, guys. You heard it. It's always good to use a professional if you can. You can, like he said. He said he cannot. If you ask him to stay here, to stand behind his set and play music, of course he'll be able to play one or two songs, but when it comes to the technicality of it, he won't be able to do it. So that is the difference. That makes a whole lot of difference. A professional makes things look very, very easy. If you're not a professional in that area, when you see a professional do it, they're like, oh, this thing is easy, I can do it. Is it not just to compute? It's just computations, because the so-called software is the marketing to you. They tell you, oh, just put your this there, put your W-2 here, blah, blah, blah. Your the number of your task, number of people living in your household number. You just put it here, compute this here. Before you know, everything will be okay, and that is not true. That is not true. There are so many. How do you know? I'm just going to be asking basic questions. How do you know the basic deductions? But before you answer that, I know we have three types of income. We have ordinary income, we have portfolio income, and we have passive income. But I think we're really focusing on, ordinary incomes. That's where, employees' income falling. How do you, for an employee, an individual, you're not a business owner, but for someone who earns an income, how do you plan for your taxes for the year? This is January. People always say it's not good to people always tend to start asking questions about taxes, about their own taxes at the end of the year. How do you plan for your taxes, and is there any really deductions for personal income tax?
Yes, I want to say thank you. If you can Um, if you may give me the honor before I go into that, let me go back. First of all, I remember 10, 15 years ago, or even say, since we had opportunity to hire people, we see those things. So before I go into that, let me focus on the day before. What is the day before? Is the employee withholding certificate that the IRS knew so you can be able to claim, and then they add T4 because we're in the state of Ohio. It's the same as the employee withholding certificate, but Ohio call that employee withholding exemption certificate. You notice when you go to get a new job,
Yeah.
10 years ago, I always wonder why they don't help us to fill this document, especially some of us coming from Africa for the first time. Why they don't help us? But looking back 2020, it is all about legal issue. It is not a responsibility to teach you. So let me put it out there to a lot of people, whether you marry, whether you get X number of children. I think based upon my experience 15 years ago, my best to you is either don't claim nothing, whether you marry, based upon your situation, you may claim one, but I always advise people claim zero, and if possible, say, look, whether you marry, claim, check the box that will tell you, say, I'm married, but I want to claim single at the higher deduction, because you want to do everything to avoid paying tax. That's the first thing you want to do. You say, but Andrew, why you do that? The secret that policymaker doesn't tell you, they will say, well, we passed the tax law, you will get extra money on your paycheck. But the secret they don't tell you your tax bracket. You don't know your tax bracket. Mm-hmm. So that's where they kill you. They don't show you that. So the tax bracket kill you in a sense that the tax bracket hurt you. So if you get extra money on your paycheck and you notice, oh yeah, I'm excited, I get extra $20, $30. But at the end of the year, you may owe because your tax bracket. So to avoid those things, I always tell people on both forms, W4 and RT4, make sure claim zero. Get a clean scale. Because if you ask them, oh, I don't understand, they will not show you. Just say, look, all I want to make sure I claim zero. That's one. And then now let's move forward to explaining the various deduction. As I said when I introduced myself, I want to talk about the basic common deduction.
Yep.
The basic common deduction, that those deductions help the ordinary person, especially those who made less than $200,000. If you made less than $200,000, it's a possibility if you get a qualified child, if you get someone living with you who live with you for 6 months, or if the person doesn't live with you but it's your grandchild, or the person is on they on college if they're below 17 years old. So that's a law called. So the first thing is the child tax credit. So let's assume you get 2 children and you work. But first of all, to claim the credit, you must work, or you're self-employed. You must work. You must make income. They call it earned income. So when you work and based upon your income, each child is $2,000 for the child tax credit. Most of the time, people confuse why I don't receive all of the $2,000. No, because they got two things they call refundable and non-refundable credit. Refundable credit is the one that comes to you directly. Non-refundable credit, that's the one that help you to reduce your taxes. For example, if you supposed to get $2,000 for your tax return, but before then you will be paying $500 tax. Mm-hmm. So what the child tax credit do? The child tax credit will take $400 and offset your based upon the number of children you got. If that one, it would take $400 out of the $2,000 and offset, then you'll only be able to pay $1,000. So that is the non-refundable credit there to lower your liability. The refundable credit, you get that. And another good credit that is for people on a $200 that they gave to most people in this country that make less than $200,000 is the earned income credit. The difference, you must work. Yeah. You must have work. The earned income credit for this tax year, the highest, if you get 3+ children, even if you don't have no kids, you stay entitled to some money for the income credit. It's about $534.
Okay.
But if you had 3+ kids,
Yeah.
you're entitled to $6,728. That's the highest for the earned income credit. So basically, those are the two credit. And another one, if you get a child who go to school, who is over 17 years old, and first time in college, you can get an education credit for it. The maximum is $2,000 per child. And let me back up quickly when it comes to the earned income credit. It gives you a lot of opportunity. The earned income credit is there. So if you get 2 kids and one is, because to get the earned income credit, the child must live with you for 6 months, but he must be under 17 years old. That means from under 17 years old. So if the child were under 17 years old, let's say 16 years old by December 2020, yes, you can get $2,000 for that child. But if the child turns 17 years old January 1st, no, you will get a dependent care credit, which is $500 for that child. You use that credit. That credit help a lot of people who, when you get older children who in college who over 17 or who 17 above, and also when you get your parents live with you and you providing everything for them, and so you can get $500 on your credit when you claim them. So those are the basic credit you receive. But one other great thing of the credit that was not there last year due to the pandemic or just passed is the care. Under the CARE Act is deductible credit or charitable credit. So before the pandemic, you were not entitled to get a charitable credit as an individual, but now to encourage everyone to contribute, to give money back to the community, so you get maximum of $300 monetary deduction. It just so it will be part of this year. And before we go into the next question, quickly, I just want to tell you guys for the good news. You may say, but why was the non-taxable will start February 12, 2021? That's the new law. You say, why? It's because of those changes. There were live minute of time changes. Some of the changes, if you never receive your first or your second stimulus check,
Okay.
this new tax law, you will be able to get that money back. You'll be able to get that money. That's why the changes took place.
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. You heard it. If you haven't received, because like I know I've talked to a lot of my friends, I don't think they've received it. And they said, if you don't receive your stimulus check before the 15th or so, that will be included in your 2021 tax refunds. And the official date to start filing in 2020 tax refunds is, like you heard from Andrew, is on the 12th of February 2021. Just in basic terms, is it really your money? The taxes you pay to the government, is it really your money? We really need to go down to the nitty-gritty. We really need to know. Is it like you're lending it to your state, your county, your federal government, depends on where you live? Is it really your money? People really need to understand that.
Yes, definitely, it's your money, because I think the one thing the tax code does, the tax code reward people who work. You get a certain percentage of your money. That's why you get a refund, as compared to a lot of us who came from Africa. We don't know it. We don't have it.
But but there's an argument. There's an argument. A lot of people in this country, it's almost as if people who work hard are being, punished in a way. Because when you work, the more you work, the more taxes you pay. As an employee, I think that is different from an investor. It's different from somebody who, as a business owner. And people right now, they're talking about, we're getting stimulus check from the federal government. I think federal government is be giving stimulus checks to investors and business owners for the longest.
You got that right. I think before you go deeper, I think this is a side, but I know it's difficult, probably because I'm a person of faith, and like you, I look at things from a different perspective. God is a grateful God, and our fingers are not even.
Yep.
Our fingers are not even. So, I think if you work hard, I understand you say you pay more taxes. I think it is our responsibility to make this earth, this society, a better place. So I know it's difficult, but for me, I fear nothing. I give back. That's why we gave back 10% to the church, because we want for the word of God to go places. Sorry, I'm not preaching. But in short, if you have been blessed, it is our responsibility to take care of those who are not blessed, who are not fortunate.
Yeah, but what do people like? Some people have studied, like here. They have a bracket for everything.
Yeah.
There's a certain bracket that once your income exceed that bracket, the government will cut off every benefit that you were receiving prior to that. So some people have purposely place themselves where they'll probably work a few months in a year in order not to exceed that level of income they receive in a year, because they don't want to lose their benefits. Meanwhile, there are some people that work. Well, I think a lot of this is so at the end of the day, people say they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Some people have decided. I understand everything you said, but some people have it's an argument. It's an argument, and some people have said some people just decided not to work. While other people that are going out there toiling every day, government is taking their taxes to feed those people. People that are able-bodied people that can work but decided not to work because they want to perpetually place themselves in that category where they will continue to receive benefits from the government.
I definitely understand your argument. Again, as I said, thank God this is a show that we come to educate people in terms of the tax law. But I understand your point, but I will always say I don't question. It's like someone who, I think 10 years ago, it was my view, internal view, that people, I work a lot. My case was now I work a lot, pay taxes. But looking back, I think it was a good thing, because it's like I don't need to question someone who on the street asking for assistance. Whether morally or not, it is not my job. My job, if I want to give freely, let me give freely. Let that cost be on that person. So that's how I look at the tax law.
Okay.
Do everything because you come here. It's like me. I came here to make opportunities. So if I had taken those stand, for example, not to work, angry, then God had not put me in this position. I had not been in this position. So it's a moral argument. It's a stuff that you say, what do you want to do? What's your goal? What do you want to be? If you say, well, you don't want to work, you will not go to that level.
Okay, I definitely get that. Let's go to let's shift gear a little bit. Let's go to establishing a business.
Okay.
Can you share more light on? We have different types of business, or business, if you want to say. How do you know the right one? It's for me now, for instance, if I want to go into establishing a business, setting up a business, and I come to you as an accountant, as a tax expert, how would you advise me?
Okay, thank you for that. I think that's a great one. And again, quickly before I go into that, and we will talk about how do you, I think, let me focus on this because I really wanted to advise my audience. How do you select a tax professional? We will come there. I hope we get opportunity to discuss that. But let me
feel free. Once you're done with this, feel free to jump into that.
Let me focus on the structure.
No, feel free to jump into that.
Okay, I know it is difficult. It's very difficult. Accounting are expensive, things are expensive. My advice to people before you establish any business, I see a lot of people over my years. Even a couple of weeks, I see people who own entity, who came not knowing, we worry. That's why you go to the accountant, the professional, because you want to take advantage. Look, to my audience out there, if you want to establish business, what you want to do, you want to take advantage of all of the tax law. This is my honest opinion to you. A lot of us cry, oh, this person make billions of dollars. This company making billions of dollars. They are not paying tax. Are you killing me? They take advantage of the tax law. How do they take advantage? They give their burden to an accountant who will look at everything. What the law says, they take advantage of that law legally. So if you don't want to go through those pains, you want to establish business, my advice to you is find an accountant, a reputable accountant that will go through. So
sorry, I don't mean, just let me put it in. Some people they are of this opinion that accountants are expensive, very expensive to enlist. What are people that have businesses that don't have, they don't have accountant in their team, that think that they are of this notion that it's very expensive to hire an expert?
Yeah, thank you again. Again, it's almost relating before we talk about the structure. It's the same. You got to get an accountant and a lawyer. You will say both are expensive, but the question is, I always tell people, it's like your body. You got to take care of your body to be healthy.
Yeah.
If you want to go into that, you got to go all in. So find someone, like for example, as I said, we'll talk about that. Find someone who must establish a relationship with you. It's not about the money. Because if you go to an accountant who does not have that empathy or getting to know you, establish that relationship, you're wasting your time because he's just there for the money. So I don't want you to focus on it's expensive or not, but find an accountant and a lawyer, if possible, who job is to first establish relationship and money the last. So in terms of business structure, there are 4 different business structure, excluding foundation. So you get a sole proprietorship, you get
That's what they call one man
yeah,
business.
one man business, and you get partnership, 2 or more, and then you get S corp and C corp. You say, wow, what's the difference? But let me break those down. I think you make it easy. So proprietorship, you go to the Secretary of State, wherever state you located. For example, in Ohio, you go to the Secretary of State register, meaning you want to make sure you own that business. You just want to do your own thing. And because you get that gift, you want to spread that gift. So my advice to you, always register the business, get an EIN number, but you don't want to go through the difficulty of finding an accountant for the advice. That's for one person business. And for partnership, for example, you and your wife, you're trying to get a business, you can establish a partnership. And then for S corp, when does S corp and C corp come in? I will not talk about C corp because we are not at that level. It's C corp. The essence of C corp is to make sure you get a business that you want to make sure it's listed on the stock market.
Okay.
Or C corp, the advantage of establishing a C corp, that means you get asset to capital. You a lot of people buy a share. So for S corp, it's like a partnership.
Okay.
Partnership, when it comes to taxes, is very, very friendly because it's a pass-through entity. That means that particular business, the partnership business, is not taxed, just as the S corp, the C corp, the S corp rather. The C corp, the S corp is not taxed. It's a pass-through entity. What that means, after all the business deduction, after all the business get income, after all the expenses, whatever left, they give those. If a partnership, if 50-50 partnership, let's assume after all the deduction they left with, they make profit for $1,000, both partners will get 50-50%, meaning 500. If they get losses of $1,000,
Yeah.
both partners will get W-2 from the business. In short, the business will give you K1, but they call it W-2. Then you use that to file your personal tax. Some of the advantage of S corp and C and partnership. When you run a business as a C corp, forget it. It is not separate from your personal tax.
From the owner.
From the owner, it's not separate.
Okay.
But S corp and C corp and S corporation, a partnership, they are unique. They are separate. They like you. They stand on their own. They human being themselves. Some of the advantages for this.
So that is the kind of business Donald Trump does.
Yes.
So that's why they cannot sue him. He's filed, bankruptcy 4 times because he's separate from the entity.
For
I'm
himself.
just giving an example.
For himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whatever happened, like back in the day in Nigeria, we have so many banks that defaulted, that were closed down. So the directors that misappropriated those funds, I could remember people they went to the bank, they stood in front of the bank. A lot of people were wailing and crying. They lost money, and those guys, the directors, the board of directors, they were bawling. So nobody could get to them. So since they were different from.
Because the business entity stand on its own.
Yeah.
And some of the advantages when it comes to a local, for those of you local small businesses, always find an accountant and a genuine accountant, because it will help you. Take for example, you want to go get a car in your own name, or you want to get a home. Let's say home is the number one based upon my experience I see happening. You want to get a home. If you don't have an S corp or partnership, forget it. The bank will know your whole life story. They will know everything of the business. But if you had an S corp and you on a salary, the bank will only ask you for your page stuff.
Okay.
The bank only want to do that. So those are some of the advantages to do that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know it's very complex. It's tax issues. That's why a lot of people run away from it. It's
and also quickly for the sole proprietorship or one man business, you pay 15.3%. That is your Medicare and Social Security tax. They call it self-employment tax, and it kill you. So it's a huge tax.
Wow.
So you don't want to do that. And number two, you get no assistance. That means because for a S corp, for a C corp, that a partnership that got payroll, even though they pay those money, but they being, or how do I call it? They being double. They being matched by the corporation. By the corporation itself. For self-employment, you get no match.
Okay. Thank you. It is kind of difficult. Computing taxes, and it's not a fun thing. So people, that's why it's always good to find a professional, like you said, and give him that burden. Let him, deal with the burden. Since he's a professional in that area, they know the things that they know the best things for you. They know how to give you tax breaks. The expert says one of the biggest expense you have, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an employee, is tax or taxes. That is one of your biggest expenses. So if you can reduce your taxes, you will make more money. You will save more money. But the way the tax codes, the way the tax system is structured, it's not really, I have to say this, it's not really structured in a way to favor employees. The people that really benefit, that really take advantage of these tax codes, the investors and the business owners, But for an employee, it's not really easy. But if you have, that's why it's good to have a good accountant, someone who can help you take advantage of the loopholes legally, not illegally, legally. But we're going to take a quick musical break. I will be right back and to continue these discussions. Thank you for sticking around. You can share with your friends. Like I said before, no knowledge is a waste. Share this video with your friends. Let them get a hold of this. Let them listen and learn from it. I still have Andrew Nemily in the studio, an accountant and a tax expert. Let's get right into it, Andrew. What are some of the things a business person can do to lower their taxes? How do you take advantage of, it's unfortunate that the employees are not in this category, but for a business person, what are the things they can do to lower their taxes?
Thank you. Before we go into that, let me be, how do I say, give opportunity to employees.
Okay.
I know it's difficult, but I went through it. I'm a living testimony. So my advice to you is to always seek, or you can start from your bank. Seek your banker. It's difficult. This is a history. I know my wife, she's listening. But this is a true history of my wife.
Okay, you just brought up the truth.
And I someone
Mrs. Nemily,
yes,
I know you're watching.
This is a true story. As someone who was just, even though I'm an accountant, like I advising people, but I'm not saving. So a couple of years ago, you're talking about almost 75 years, and I think someone who worked for her and she saw the person money, she came to me. Oh, she was on fire. She said, if this person work for me, get this saving, we got to give it. And I'm telling you, I'm going to give her credit because moving forward, from that day forward, even if it costs you 1 week or whatever day, if you put $5 aside, put that $5. You may not think it may not be big. Ladies and gentlemen, within a couple of years, you will see that huge. You need to do that. I'm a living testimony. So do that. Contact your bank. Look for how can you save. That saving you saving, don't get no saving account. Don't get access to that money. If that $5 every week paycheck, do that. Because gradually, ask about 401k, ask about other retirement. What can you do? Because a lot of people say, my job doing 401k. You don't want to depend on Social Security. You don't want to see that old lady as she retired 65 years old, but she driving a 2021 BMW. You say how she got it? She just a hard worker, but she's safe. So try to do that.
So before you go forward, because you talk about savings, I don't have penny. I don't know for whatever reason. What about people that have the argument that because of the inflation, when you save, inflation will erode your money, in the sense that you don't these days the federal government prints money. It's like you saving against the tide. I just want you to share light on that. I'm a proponent of savings. I want people to save, but people are of the opinion that when you save, because federal government prints money, and again, banks practically barely gives you anything. 0.0%. I don't know.
0.9%.
Yeah. So you saving because the bank sees your money. To them, it's an expense because they have to pay you interest on that money, and they take that money, they give it to investors, and they charge investors. They know how much percent they're giving that money out to investors. So this is some of the things that discourages people from saving. Okay. Because you talk about saving, I just brought this up. Like,
yeah, I mean, I understand.
Regardless,
I understand that you are tough and provoking host, but let me be.
Despite the fact I don't practice, I have BSc in accounting.
Yeah, but let me understand. Let me once again push to our audience. Our job is to educate you. I know it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, don't say he for that. I think he told you, but I think our life. You don't know. Our life is a race. I don't know, as I leave this studio today, what I will reach home. You don't know when you will be able to God will say, come home, my daughter or my son.
Yeah.
And the question is, you won't get a home. If you don't have a home, how will you get a home? You got to get some saving. So if your dream is to, and I know each of us, those listeners, we all want to get a better place for our children. So those technicalities like inflation, I don't worry about it, because what I worry about is to say, I want at the end of the day, the bank will know, oh yeah, Ali, I got a little bit something in there. I got a good credit. I drive in a better car, because we all want to drive a better car. But to drive a better car, you must get good credit. That's the country we're in.
Yep.
And you must get some kind of money. So try to save. That might appeal to you. Save, because saving will do you better. Quickly back to businesses. The businesses, they have almost 17 top opportunity for businesses. So I know you're afraid you don't want to get an accountant. I want to ask you, get the accountant. But Andrew, quickly before I go into that, how do I know that person is better? My job to you must make sure you look at that accountant. It is not, oh, it's my countryman, or it's my African brother, it's where we come from. I'll be honest with you. We at Damawa Tax and Accounting Services will completely different. We people of faith. We'll give you our information.
Yep.
But number two, our credential. Look at our credential. I know it's difficult, but this is where we came to school. We were blessed. From Africa, from high school straight, we came to school. And the difference is, it is not because we came to school. Yeah, we did the work. We studied. That's what we do. We get a living testimony out there. Search our testimony. Search our Facebook page. Search our Google page, especially our Google page. And sometimes you gotta be careful. How do you know is credible. The Google page is credible. Look at the view. Look at the review. The review, look to see what are the review, because a lot of people does that. We don't do that.
Okay.
Look at the review, had the language, because if I tell Fred to say, hey Fred, give me a review, and Fred just go and copy, Fred is not saying something for a hat or something that we did, then it's not genuine. You can look at all the review, you can look at the trend, you can look how it's posting. And believe it, we number one out there because we honest, we tell you how to get better, because our dream is to make you better, is to improve your bottom line. Now let's go to the bottom line. There are a lot of opportunity available, almost 17 deduction, tax deduction that is 100% with the exception of business meal. So my advice will always tell you, so everything you do, use the business card, use the business checking account, because when you and someone go to have a meeting, the food you buy, that's the only one that is 50%. But every other legal fee, insurance, bank fee, especially depreciation within new tax law. Let's assume you buy a machine or equipment, you buy a brand new computer. You can 100% depreciate that. You can get that money immediately right off there.
100%?
Up to $1 million.
Oh my God.
So a huge. So, and another big thing that we experienced after we review a lot of taxes for a lot of other businesses that went to other professionals, we noted the professional had not been doing a great thing. We're working as a self-employer, as a business owner. A lot of us doesn't have retirement plan because we don't have a retirement plan. So that there were individual, for example, you come in. If you don't have a retirement plan, reach to your bank, open your 40, open your IRA, open other stuff that will help you to put money aside because it's better for your future for tomorrow. So how do you get? I was looking at, I think 2 weeks ago, I was looking at a business return that I noted the professional never give the business return opportunity to save almost $20,000. Could you believe it?
Wow.
So how do you get that? You say, Andrew, how do you get that? Take, for example, if you get an S Corp or C Corp, after all the deduction, your net profit as a business owner, you're entitled to 25% of that net profit. So it's easy. How do we do the calculation? Let's say your net profit was $100. You get 25%, so you can put $25 away right away for your retirement. How do you do that? You must be able to get an accountant who get experience, because this is not about education. That's the difference. Especially we as African, a lot of us, we are credentialistic people. We don't want to do that. You don't want to find an accountant who are credentialistic. Give me the job. It is not about your degree. It is not about where you go, but what have you done? So find someone who get proven record, who honest, who will tell you, look, I can make you to save this. And at the end of the year, prove that, because our job is to make you save, you could save. And this person believes they should have saved almost $20,000. Huge money that person missed. Wow. So they are available for your retirement. They call it self-employed retirement system, SEP. And you want to do that, they call it self-retirement plan for small businesses. So you can do that. And only people with that experience can do that.
So thank you for that. Let me quickly ask this question. As a business owner, what is the benefit, or what are the benefits of having your children to work in your establishment?
Oh, big business. If the children less than 16 years old, it just lower your tax base. It lower your tax liability. And you want to do everything possible not to pay nothing legally.
That is the goal. Yeah. At the end of the day, that is the goal.
We call it bottom line. We want to make sure your bottom line is clean. But you got to look at the difference too, though. You got to look at what's the business goal. So let me take it back. You got to know your goal. If your goal is to borrow money from the bank want to prove that the business make money. But if you don't need no money from the bank, you get a home that get good asset, you get everything. Do everything possible not to pay no taxes.
Okay. All right. As we're hitting the home stretch, you've had it. You had it for an Expat. It's been there and is doing it, and still continue to do it. One area you didn't touch. You are an adjunct instructor or a lecturer at the Columbus State Community College, right?
Yes, sir. I don't like to talk about that. I've been there
Why?
almost
Why?
6 years.
Why? You're imparting knowledge. You're teaching students. Why don't you want to talk about it? Are you not proud of it?
I'm proud of it, but that's who I am, and it's just to let it go. But yes, just as Fred stated, I have been teaching at Columbus State for the past 6 years, and I was just on last month for my 5 year services, and
Wow,
so I think it's a blessing.
that's good.
So I come across a lot of immigrants and who come to my classes and who understand. I think what we need to do, we need to reach to people who are honest, who are really honest. And you don't want to reach to someone. It's like what I do for my business. I know it's hard, but reach to people with that ethical background, professionalism,
Yeah.
who will tell you it strictly, who will help you, because I'm a living witness. I'm grateful. God's grace continue to shine on me, so I continue to elevate at that level. That's the kind of person you want to find. That's the kind of person you want to get. And so, yeah, that's what we do, and we're grateful. We've been doing that. Colombo is our home.
That's good. That's good. So you, of course, you're a family man, and you're married. How many kids do you have?
Oh, well, I'm blessed with 7 kids and with my beautiful wife and Lomed Damawa Nimland, and so that's why our business even say called Damawa. Tassin kind of says she's my rock, and if you want anything from me, you gotta reach to Damawa. But all in all, those 7 kids doing great. My first out of college and live on her own. My second, she going to college. She live on her own. She gave me a grandbaby. I'm grateful for that. One
That's
grandchild.
good. Your granddad.
And my third will be graduating from the Ohio State University on May 1919 on Mother Day. She's working now on
This
her
year?
yeah, she's working on her
wow.
CPA test. She already got a job offer with Johnson & Johnson. So August she will be leaving Columbus.
She's following her dad's
To
footsteps.
New Jersey. And then my fourth bishop, he doing great. He working with the union as a technical person. He's a steel metal worker union. This is his third year. And I got 3 little one, 10 tech team. And then the last, she just turned 8 yesterday. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh, what is her name again? What is her name?
Mangreta.
Happy birthday to you belatedly. I know yesterday.
Yeah.
They actually
She and all her
came
sisters,
yesterday.
they were together.
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
They came to pick the kids yesterday. We went out and I believe they had a ball. They had fun. In fact, this morning they were talking about it when they woke up. Like, we're going to see sisters. We're going to see sisters. And me and Andrew. Andrew is my. It's my.
Now, 2 of we in law, right?
Yeah, we kind of related. We married, into the same family. And again, it's my task accountant, my task expert, and my accountant. It's doing a credible job. It's someone that is. It's not just about his profession. He has integrity. I can tell you that this is what this platform is all about. It's about promoting African excellence, promoting African businesses, bringing people here, to showcase what they have to you guys. If you know you have a business that you want to come out here, talk to people about, you want to reach out, you want people to know about, you can always inbox me. You can reach out. We'll bring you on so you can talk about your business. And on that note, before we round up, is there any other thing you want to add?
Yes. Again, Fred, I want to say thank you for the opportunity for bringing us on.
Thank you.
And I think I just want to lay emphasis on people. How do you select? It's a difficult thing. I talk about that. I want to re-echo that. How do you know this person is professional? I will tell you a short, quick story. I studied accounting because what I experienced there when I came a fellow, I don't want to be specific, but a African brother from the continent, from our motherland. Looking back, I still keep that taxes. He put in all kinds of stuff. Say I was in college, I just came 1 year. I don't know about nothing. I was in college, I running my own business. But he left. He was on the run. They wanted to put him in prison, and he left. And this is and so it made me to. I was trying to do law, immigration law, but this is why it made me to go into accounting. And I just want to advise each of you: it is not where we come from. If you're a business person, behave professional. Let her behave professional. Select someone based upon their credential. Study that person. See how they speak. Look to that person. Look to other things. So for all we bless, we do a lot of things. We are well known through the IRS. We represent people. So we do a lot of things. Our image is out there. So we want to invite you to reach out to us. It is not about the money. It's about establishing a relationship, business relationship. Because I know what I mean. As a small business owner like me, who see people struggle gradually, so we open to you contacting us through Damawa Tax and Accounting Services. Our number is 614-864-1700, extension 2. We'll be able to help you up. Because we do payroll, we do taxes, we do accounting services. Because most of the time I tell my people who come to me to only do taxes, business people, I'll be honest with you. If you come to me, I'll be honest. You don't ask me to do nothing that is unethical, because I would tell you, say, can you leave my office? So you got to know. It's not because I'm personal fit. I've been doing it 15 years. It's my life. And secondly, I will be able to, if you bring your own financial documents, say, Andrew, do your taxes. If I'm not comfortable, I can do that. Or even if I'm comfortable to do that, believe it, I will tell you right in there, I will put it in the system and say, I'm not responsible for your profit and loss statement, your end document. I'm not responsible. So it is not to say I'm letting the IRS know, but I just telling the IRS, I'm being honest. Whatever number the person brings, I'm not responsible for that. It is that person. So again, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity for to be able to talk to our people.
Yeah.
Because talking to our people is hectic, and quickly you talk about a lot of the times our people will only wait at the end of the year. They're busy. But again, if you love your life, your financial, it's a serious business. You want to get a professional who you can talk to, who is local, who you can call 24/7, and that's what we do. Who you can call to say, look, is there any way I can come in the middle of the year or before the year start or right after tax season, so you can plan. You may be bringing up, you may be planning to bring a new to get a baby. You may be planning to buy a home. Don't wait. We see those things. Don't wait.
So you plan for those things at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, even come and sit with us. Have that 1 hour free discussion. That's why we're there for you. Talk with us. Even if you can't come, we can talk on Zoom. We can talk with us, ask all those questions, because we want to make you better. We never came here for nothing. I'm telling you, I came here knowing no one in the United States almost 21 years ago. No relative. And I went through because I have my head focused. I got a plan. I got a goal. So we can help you to achieve your goal. I want to say thank you for that.
So where's your office located?
Our office is located at 5330 East Main Street. Once again, 5330 East Main Street, Suite 103, Whitehall, Ohio, 43213. Our phone number is 614-439-1930, extension 2. Once again, 614-439-1930. Again, one great thing you said, you noticed because of all the tax changes, taxes will start February 12th.
Yeah.
Right now, if you need some money, but believe it, I want to be honest with you, it's a loan. They are not receiving it. We're giving a lot of money. I was so excited yesterday. One of my customers called me. She was receiving, I think, almost 8,000 yesterday. The bank gave her 5,000. She called me. She was so excited. So we're giving a loan. It will cost you some money. That money is not me. The bank gave me money. But so if you bring your debit to, we file your stuff with all your information. We file it, and right there, when you think you need a loan, especially our African trouble, right? If we want some money to do project back home quickly, instead of you waiting for February 12, you can get money now through us. We're giving that money quickly. It's going out there. We're giving that money, and it's just a loan the bank giving you, because the IRA is not receiving your tax document. As we send it, the bank do everything. We get nothing inside. The bank evaluate everything, and they say, well, you qualify. You will know. I will not know, and then you will bring the good news to me.
So I
Thank you.
think another thing the IRS is saying is do not do paper filing.
If you want to get your money quickly.
Quickly, filing electronically, and make
Yeah.
sure you set up your direct deposit.
Yeah.
So if you to have in order to avoid any delays.
Yeah, and because one thing I never talk about quickly, I think you got listening to the President-elect Joe Biden spoke of the proposal. This is a good news. I think it will happen next. It may not happen this tax season. He increased, and this time is 100% refundable. Is, for example, child tax credit. We call that daycare credit, right? It's
Okay.
for working people. So he get up to $4,000 per child, meaning if you can spend up to $4,000 if that passed next year. I believe it will pass because they may go through reconciliation. That's a legal issue with through the Senate. They may pass that, excluding the proposal. He said we all need to get a refund back of $1,400, right? We may get that, but remember, we all eating the refund. We all eating the stimulus check. We will pay it back. We're not paying it legally. It will go into the tax law. But believe it, we may not pay because if you make less than $200, your tax will not go up. Period. Less than $400 rather. So he proposed that the child tax credit or daycare credit would go to $1,000, and it all would be refundable. And he also proposed that the child tax credit that now is $2,000 and you only get $1,400 refundable. He proposed $3,000 per child. So if you get 4, 6, 7 child, multiply that times 3,000 because you will get all. You just need to work. So that's a good thing. And he proposed also $15 minimum wage. So that's a good thing. Let we all cross our hands. So this will tell us, say, it is the time to vote. Vote your conscience. Vote and use your capital because it's an opportunity coming for others.
All right. Thank you so much, Andrew. I think I've exhausted all my questions. I want to say thank you guys for listening. You heard it. He gave out his information. If you want to contact him, if you want to reach out to him, even if we're unable to jot it down, you can inbox me. I will always, forward this information to you. I know it hasn't been easy. We just threw so much at you. Task matters. There are a lot. It's not easy to comprehend. Okay. For an expert like him, he made it look so easy. But for a lot of us, you know how it is. I walk past through it in school, so to speak. It's not easy. It's not easy. Those computations, those calculations, knowing those codes and all that stuff, it's not easy. But you can always throw that body into a task expert. It doesn't have to be like he said. It all boils down to integrity and credibility. And I will encourage you to use these days people think they can, based on the fact that we have so many softwares out there, people believe, I can do this on my own. I don't have to use an expert. I don't need an expert to do this. But trust me, you need them. They know the right things. They know the right way to save you money. That is the bottom line, to save you money. That is the goal. The goal is always to save yourself some money legally, taking advantage of those loopholes in the tax system. A lot of people blame investors. They talk about investors. Oh, this guy does not pay money. One person that readily comes to mind is Donald Trump does not pay money. He has, how many tax experts, tax accountants that he hired. Those guys, they tell him, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Those are the laws you need to take advantage of. And they reduce the taxes he paid at the end of the day. So that is the goal for a lot of us, to always pay less taxes, because we're not come work for Uncle Sam.
I'm telling you.
Uncle Sam will never stop. Uncle Sam will never stop. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Nemily, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to this program. I know you have other businesses. We did not go into all that. But you're going to come on a different, capacity to talk about that, because I didn't want to miss anything up.
That's true.
I just wanted us to stay on course. Talk about this, give people what they want to hear. Please, feel free to reach out, to inbox me. Anything, if you have a business that you think you want to showcase, you want to come on this platform and talk about, feel free to inbox me. That's what the platform is all about. We're here not just to play music, not just to, we'll do that. That's for sure. But I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this discussion. All right. Please stay blessed, have fun, enjoy your 2021. Make sure you find a good, credible person, a tax expert to file your 2021 tax or 2020 tax returns.